Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager 2017 with Newcastle United, and today we are finishing off the year 2024. This episode should take us up to the January transfer window, and we've got some very crunch games in that time period. We're going to start off with the away match against Anderlecht. If we beat them, we will top the group, and that will give us the best chance of progressing through the latter stages of the Champions League. We then focus completely on the Premier League for the rest of the episode. We've got an away match against Watford, home match against Man City, which is going to be huge, away game against Chelsea, home game against Leicester, and then finishing up with an away match against Arsenal. This could really decide if we're a title chasing team or not, because the Chelsea and Arsenal games are both away from home. Manchester City, one of our closest contenders. It's going to be a big battle. So I am shifting a few players around today. We've got Simonsen and Sobral leading the line as always, but Sane is actually going to play just in behind in the place where Imperiale would usually start. Jagana, who's a younger player, is going to start this match with Roning and Cook alongside him. Then we've got Linord at left back, Carvalho and Albini in the middle, Augusto on the right and Ketchel in goal. Lees Malau takes a free kick. Ketchel comes to claim it, but Thiago Carvalho has pushed somebody in there and we've given away a penalty to Anderlecht. Upstairs, Lees Malau, and Ketchel has saved it, but the ball has been touched in. He made an absolute meal of that, Ketchel, after a good initial save, and we've fallen behind. Sane plays it forward to Simonsen. We're still looking to get back into this game. It's Sobral. Holds the ball up for Jagana. Now Linord. Back across. Cook, can he find the right pass? He finds Augusto. Roning, we just can't find that penetrative ball. Yanega. Roning out to Linord. He can whip it across. Simonsen's at the near post to tuck it home. That's his 20th goal of the season already. We're not even at the end of 2024. Augusto having a run down the right flank. Nobody trying to close him down. He plays it into Sane. He gets tackled by Lees Malau, who sends it forward. Jagana on the ball. Sane again. Into Sobral. He goes for goal and he's found the bottom corner. He loves a snap long shot, and that's his 9th of the season to put us in front. Lees Malau with the free kick. Anderlecht showing a bit of fight here, and Jagana has given away a second penalty of the game. Up steps Lees Malau, and Ketchel this time does hang on to the penalty. He's technically saved both penalties today, but he let the rebound go in on the first one. Well, we've done it in about the hardest way possible, but we have managed to come from behind to win this game 2-1. A penalty save right at the death too means that we have finished top of the group. We really need to do that, otherwise Juventus would have pipped us to it. But we've managed to get the top spot, which gives us the best possible chance of an easier draw in the first knockout round. Well, all of our first team players are back into the new away tactic that we're using. Simonsen and Sobral still starting up top with Imperiale just behind them. He's back and fresh. Melagoni, Kovacic and Cook are in that flat three in the middle with Lucas, Paulo Roberto or Bob, Mamana and Felipe Augusto across the back four with Ketchel in goal. We do need to win today because Arsenal and Manchester City both won in the earlier matches, so a win is the only way to keep the pressure up on the top few teams. Lucas, back to Bob. He's just hanging on to it and then plays it back to Lucas. Kovacic can maybe send the ball forward. He finds Melagoni, now Imperiale, a little diamond shape in the middle. Felipe Augusto on the right hand side, pulls it back inside for Cook, now Imperiale to Melagoni. Slips it through, Simonsen's in our goal, but it's a good save from a goalkeeper whose name I won't try and pronounce. Redmond into Phillips. Watford looking to get their first attack off. Here's Riccardi, sends the ball over, and Kostianski, our former player, has managed to get him behind, but Ketchel stops it. Phillips with a corner, cleared away by Mamana. Phillips again. Finds Kostianski, tackles coming flying in, but there's Phillips again, and Melagoni should be able to clear this. And Simonsen's robbed the ball from the defender. He's in on goal and he's managed to score as well. He's found it from the tightest of angle and we've got the lead. Kovacic with the corner. He's gone near post. It's cleared away by Jones. Kovacic is still running after it. Just hanging on to the ball. Now Augusto dinks it forward. Sobral can't win the header, but Mamana plays it forward. Augusto, he's got a slip pass there for Cook. He can pull the ball back, and Imperiale's at the near post for 2. Kostianski back to Tet. Cook clears it away, but it's come for Son Heung-min, and he's fired that into the top corner for 2-1. Imperiale's free kick in towards Roberto. Melagoni's there, and he's found the bottom corner. It's 3-1, and we should be home and dry now. There it is. The full-time whistle's gone. It's another very good away victory for the team. We've been on a nice little run of wins lately, and it's moved us up to second place. We're just 1 point behind Manchester United now. We're 9 points clear of Liverpool, but they do have a game in hand. But we are certainly keeping ourselves in this title race. Here is the Champions League draw for the knockout stages, and all of the big teams seem to be in the first pot. Barcelona are the big team we want to try and avoid in the unseeded teams. Juventus we can't draw because they're in our group stage. Dortmund, Milan, Leverkusen, all teams I would expect us to beat, and obviously we can't be drawn against Chelsea. So let's get in there and hope some of the big teams do pull each other out. Chelsea-Benfica will be an interesting one. Benfica, you might remember, we did raid them of a few of their players, but they've got a very strong team still. They're a little bit of a superpower just without the financial backing to really push on to the next level of winning the Champions League. Leverkusen and Real Madrid, so that should be a free pass for Real Madrid. Milan get United. Barcelona, who are they getting? It's us. Of all the teams that we could have drawn, that was a 1 in 8 chance of happening. A 1 in 7 chance, actually, if you take Chelsea out. But we are the one who got the dud draw. The last little hope is that Juventus did pull out PSG, so one big team will be going out in the next stage. Arsenal-Dortmund's an interesting one. Chelsea-Benfica. It's going to be an interesting draw if we do make the quarterfinals. It'll be interesting to see who else gets there. I feel like there isn't really a European superpower anymore. There's a bit of a vacuum, and I feel like we could certainly move into that in the next few years. Well, we're back to our home formation for this game, which sees Paulo, Roberto and Sane return on the wings. Imperiale drops back to partner Kovacic in the centre of midfield with Cook behind them. Simonsen still leading the line, and it's a back four of Lucas, Bob, Mamana and Augusto. Now, the big news is that Ketchel broke his finger in the last game. He's going to be out for about a month, which means Patrick Gullenbeck, our backup goalkeeper, is having to step in and hopefully do a very good defensive job for us. He's going to have to play in some very big matches over the next few days. Augusto sends the ball into Sane. Ball put back across to Cook, and there's Kovacic, edge of the area. That's a poor pass to try and find Paulo Roberto. And Cook's intercepted the pass from De Bruyne. Here's Sane, edge of the area, gives the ball away to Grimaldo. It's just bouncing between everyone, but Paulo Roberto's got in, and that is a very clinical and brilliant finish, cutting it in front of the goalkeeper into the far post to give us a lead. Simonsen's free kick, takes it, goes deep, looking for Mamana. It's headed away, but Imperiale should get there first. Still hanging on to it, and then finds Cook. He's given the ball away, and Griezmann with a deft little touch there past the defender. Ridevold to Stevanovic. He's surrounded, and Mamana's got the chance to push it forward to Simonsen. Ball over to Sane. He sends it over to Lucas. Some excellent movement from our team. Paulo Roberto's free down the left wing. He pulls it back, and Simonsen from 2 yards out buries the finish for 2-0. Simonsen crowded out by 3 City players there. They do look like they're building something. They've got Origi on the field, and he's making some difference to the team. Dembele now, running across the middle, finds D'Alessandro. Ball over to Griezmann. He's got Origi across the box. Instead, it's Dembele, but City have got one back. Dembele's corner, and it's claimed by Gullenbeck. We need to be careful we don't suffer the same kind of collapse we did against Manchester United from a 2-0 winning position. We are at home, so I expect a little bit better defensive mentality from the team. It's Paulo Roberto down the left wing, fouled by Lindelof, I thought, but he's been allowed to carry on. And here's Dembele. He skips a tackle, finds Stevanovic, into Origi, back to Ridevold, D'Alessandro. Ball over to Grimaldo on the left, he pulls it in, and Griezmann makes it 2-2. Well, there's a full-time whistle, and we've completely thrown away a 2-goal lead. I did everything I could to try and get us back into that game, but we just absolutely capitulated for 4 minutes, which means that we now stay second in the league, 3 points behind Manchester United. We do have better goal difference than them, but we've got work to do to try and catch up with them, having lost one more game than they have this season. We still do stay in second place, at least for now. Arsenal can leapfrog us if they win their game in hand, but we've got work to do. Well, the team's a little bit tired as we try to go to Stamford Bridge and pick up 3 points. We are using the away tactic for this one. I'm hoping it can give us a convincing win. It's been a while since we won by a very serious margin. A little bit disappointed that we failed to beat Manchester City. It doesn't fill me with confidence ahead of this game. We've got another big match against Arsenal in this episode too, so it's important we don't get beaten by any of these teams. Chelsea have been struggling. I'm hoping we can capitalise on that, be aggressive and get a few goals. No surprises to the team. It's the way we normally line up in this position. The only change being Mamana coming out, now Beanie coming in at centre-back, partner Bob, and Gullenbeck obviously continues in goal. Verratti takes a free kick. He's gone short to Kingsley Coman. He's lost the ball to Lucas. Now Imperiale. What can he create? What can he create from that position? He's found Sobral over the top, who's managed to keep the ball ahead of Christensen, and Sobral has managed to get it past Courtois too. It's his 10th of the season, and you need to remember, he's not playing that often. Hazard loses the ball to Kovacic. Now Imperiale. Who can he release? He's having a good run. He's found Sobral into Simonsen, who fires it into that bottom corner, and we're 2-0 up for the second game in a row. Augusto. Running into a dangerous area, sends it back to the keeper. It is cleared forward, and Cook's going to get to that ball too. He plays it into Imperiale. Plenty of players in the box for Imperiale to aim at. He sends it in now. It's cleared out by Zuma, but only as far as Cook. Back into Simonsen, across to Sobral, blocked by the final defender. Verratti plays the ball over the top. Kingsley Coman looking to get there, but Lucas is in the way. Ball played forward. Zuma gets the header, then Kovacic. A little bit of head tennis in the middle. Here's Imperiale through to Simonsen. Lucas can maybe play one over the top. We might try now. It's Imperiale over to Cook. He plays it through. Sobral's in on goal, and Sobral makes it 3-0. Djakovic plays it over the top, and Hazard's got in. Nobody with him, but it's come back to Djakovic, and he has lashed it home for 3-1. Augusto plays it down the line for Cook. He pulls it back across. It's come for Sobral. He's on a hat-trick. Cook across to Simonsen, and he really should have scored there. Lucas plays it down the line for Melagoni, but Vasaico cuts it out. His ball across to Hazard's very good. Now Djakovic has Mercado through on goal. Good save by Gullenbeck. Mercado plays it over to Hazard. He's got players in the middle. Bob gets it away. Now Cook just hanging on to the ball and then gives it straight to Vasaico. He's having a great game. Here's Coman. Plays it back to Jesus. Ibrahim to Hazard. Chelsea playing nice football now. Ibrahim does lose the ball though, and Imperiale can play it over the top, but Zuma cuts it out. Djakovic to Hazard. Now Mercado. Back out to Ibrahim. He's going to whip the ball in, or Hazard will. Mercado's in there, and Mercado slots it home. And our 3-goal advantage becomes a 1-goal advantage. Well, we had to put absolutely everybody behind the ball to hold on to this win. Again, we concede 2 goals and needlessly put ourselves in danger. We've at least got the win this time, and we're unbeaten in 2 games against City and Chelsea, and we temporarily go back to the top of the league, although United are still to play, as are Man City. Well, we're back at home for a bit of a breather against Leicester, or at least I hope it will be. We're not playing one of the absolutely massive teams, but we do have to take on Arsenal away after this game. This is a Boxing Day fixture. I hope we can do well, but we are going to be without Morten Simonsen, who got a concussion in the last match, and I'm going to let him sit this one out in the hope that he'll be ready for the Arsenal game. Sobral will lead the line in his place. I've got no concerns about that because Sobral has been brilliant recently and has just signed a new contract too. Paolo Roberto will be on the left wing, Sane on the right wing as we bring the wingers back into play. Melagoni will partner Imperiale in the middle with Cook just behind them. Then it's Lucas, Bob, Mamana and Augusto across the back four, and Gullenbeck having to continue in goal. Bailly going on a little run. He's pushed it out to the right-hand side and then sends the ball in. It's come for Guilherme, who finds the gap at the near post. And I think if we have Ketchel in goal, that ball does not hit the back of the net. Paolo Roberto with a free kick. He's dinked it in. It's come back out. Imperiale gets to it. He finds Mamana. We could do that quick response if we can get it. Mamana tries to play it forward, but he's given it to Chalaba. And Guilherme is trying to make the run over the top. Augusto gets there first. Not looking at our strongest today as Bob pushes it out to Mamana, who's given the ball away. Bob having to clean up again. Now Sane can go on one of his runs. We haven't seen him do one in a while, and he's just cut through two players completely and pushed it just wide of the post. We're desperately trying to win this game if we can. Here's Melagoni, he's put the ball across, and Simonson on the line has tucked it home for the equaliser. I brought him on despite his injury because we desperately needed a goal, and he's managed to get one. Imperiale, maybe time for one last attack. He's found Simonson, who's tackled by Chalaba. I think we're just not going to be able to do it, which is so frustrating. 26 shots, 10 on target. That's 9 saves for the goalkeeper. Leicester only had 2 on target. We've just not been clinical enough without Simonson, and it's cost us as we draw a game we really had to win. And we're going to drop further behind the leading teams, I think. United have not managed to move ahead of us, but Arsenal have 3 games in hand on us and can definitely move above us. But it looks like nobody can move more than 3 points ahead. That's our saving grace after that game, but it was an opportunity to close the gap on United. Well, it is all about this match at the Emirates Stadium now. We have to win this game. After a couple of disappointing performances. It isn't the end of the world if we lose, but it gives Arsenal such control over the title race if they can win those game in hands. This is, I think, the last game of 2024. The January transfer window will be open next episode, and I've got some big transfers lined up for you to keep an eye open for in the next episode. So do make sure you subscribe so that you can see that if you haven't already. But let's jump into this game with a slightly changed team. Mamana is having to play at right back when he is not at 90% fitness. That's a little concern. Linord comes in at the left back position with Albini alongside Bob in the middle. Ronin, Kovacic and Melagoni are the middle 3. Imperiale, Simonson and Sobral play where they usually do. Wooden takes a free kick. It's cleared out by Kovacic. Imperiale can't get there. Wooden across to Kondogbia. Now Decor. Out to Bellerin. Chamberlain can maybe put it in. Bellerin does. Nielsen's at the near post. What was the keeper doing? We've gone behind. Guerrero on the left flank. Pulls it across. Good tackle, but it's gone into the back of the net. It's an own goal, I think. Albini with it. And it's going to be too much to try and get back into this match. Kovacic with the free kick, short to Paolo Roberto. Not sure what they're trying to do with this free kick. It's Roning. He sends it through to Simonson, whose pass couldn't quite sneak through the defence. We're still yet to have a shot. 40 minutes in and 2 goals down. Nielsen squares the ball for Chamberlain. He cuts inside, finds Nielsen again. That's the world's longest 1-2 that led to a goal. Wooden. Over to Godinez. Found Bellerin, but Linord gets the tackle in. Now Sane finds Zivkovic. He puts it into Sane again. Back to Melagoni. Over to Sergi Samper. Maybe didn't make the most of that, but here's Sane. Through to Melagoni, in on goal, and it's off the base of the post and in. Sergi Samper dinks the ball over the top. Sane's got onto it, and Emre Can with a yellow card already to his name could be about to get set off. And that is it. He's off the pitch. We are on attacking formation. We've been totally and utterly poor today. Even when playing 10 men, it's a really disappointing defeat to take. We are now in second place. Other teams still to play. But it could yet be one of those games that scuppers our chances of actually winning the title. I'm just going to go forward a day and see what happens in the other matches. But it's been another frustrating episode. We keep getting these really good episodes followed up by very frustrating ones. There were a lot of big teams today, but we should have got 6 points at least against them. That game against Chelsea, against Man City could be particularly damaging, especially when we led 2-0 and then completely threw it away. Had we managed to stick to that and win the game, we would have been in a much, much better position. But we'll have to see how these games finish up. Next episode, we will be kicking off against West Brom at home. And if we just take a quick look at the league table, we will need to win that game. We're now 3 points behind at Manchester United. Arsenal can easily move ahead of us too. But Manchester United can extend their gap to 6 points as well. It's not the end of the race by any means. 19 games in, we're on 40 points. I'd like to see us finish on 85 to 90, so we've got to do better in the second half of the season. But given that we had a really poor start, I don't think that's entirely out of the question. But we do need to pick up our form a bit. It sees defeats to the likes of Everton. Manchester United away was a very big defeat as well. And the draws against Sunderland certainly didn't help. But we haven't actually been that bad this season. It's only the big teams that we've really lost to. Manchester United having another very good season. And we need to be winning these matches if we're going to do well and win the title. The last 4 games of this season will really decide it against City, Arsenal, Leicester and Chelsea. But that is going to be it for this episode. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see what we do in the January transfer window. I've already made a couple of signings. I'm expecting more to come in, but I'll tell you about those next time out. And until next time, see ya.